One day, I had a problem that I wanted to solve. And it wasn't just any problem. It was a problem that I've been working on for days. I spent hours thinking, strategizing, only to see everything fall apart. Despite my great effort, the result was always the same: failure. And after a few failures, I remember myself sitting there, thinking to myself, maybe I'm just not good enough to solve this problem, and maybe I should just give up. But then, moments before I gave up, I remembered something that my dad told me. He told me that each time you fail, you get closer to success. At the time, I didn't believe that, thinking to myself that how could failure bring you closer to anything other than disappointment? But I said to myself, if I really wanted to succeed, I couldn't give up now. I need to continue. So I took a short break and came back with a clear mind and a brand new perspective towards failure. And to my surprise, I succeeded. It turns out if you see failure as a stepping stone to success, you will feel that when you fail, you didn't just fail. You also get expertise that will help you to succeed the next time you try. You can also look at this phrase from a different point of view and say that life is similar to this phrase. It's like when you were a newborn. You most likely failed most of the things that you tried for the first time. But failure upon failure, you succeeded. It's like when you started to walk or learned a new language or started doing maths or science. All of these things require failure at them to succeed at them. Therefore, failure is an inevitable experience that everyone will experience when trying anything new for the first time. But you might say that those examples that I just did, like failure, like walking or learning a new language, you may have succeeded at them without knowing this phrase. So you might say that there is no need for me to learn this phrase because I succeeded without it. This is true. You can succeed without knowing this phrase. But the feeling when you fail will change. Before learning this phrase, you'll become disappointed when you fail. You'll have negative emotions. But after learning this phrase, you will become ecstatic when you fail, because you know that you can learn valuable lessons from those failures. For example, before I learned this phrase, I had a question at a site. And each time I submit an answer and see that my answer was wrong, I would get discouraged, and eventually I gave up. But after I learned this phrase, I came back to the same question. And after only 4 wrong answers, I got the correct one, showing that if you see failure as a stepping stone to success, you might actually solve your problems faster. As I reflected on my journey, I realized that embracing failure has transformed my approach to challenges. Instead of fearing mistakes, I now welcome them as part of the learning process. Each setback becomes a learning opportunity, making me more adaptable in the face of future challenges. This shift in perspective not only reduces the pressure on me to be perfect, but it also encourages me to take risks and explore new ideas. I have now learned that each failure carries with it the seeds of growth and prosperity, making me more adaptable in the face of future challenges. To conclude, failure can feel intimidating, but it's not. Because just remember, when you fail, there will always be a next time. And remember that when you fail, you will learn valuable lessons that nothing other than failure can teach you. Furthermore, seeing failure as a stepping stone to success might actually make you solve your problems faster. And thank you for listening.